Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is George Herrera with the Queens Home Team at Keller Williams Realty. In today's video, I'm answering the question, is now the right time to sell a property in Queens? So if you're a homeowner and you've been thinking of selling your property here in Queens, you might be wondering when's the best time, what's the best month, and specifically right now in 2022, is now the right time to sell a property? Well, typically, whenever we meet with homeowners, whenever we speak with potential home sellers, we always let them know that selling is more so situational. It depends on your personal circumstance and when the timing is right for you. So the timing for you and your situation is actually more important than trying to time the market as to when is the best time to sell, to get the best price, to get the most activity, things like that. It's kind of like the stock market, very hard to time the actual perfect time to enter the market. However, most of the time, as I mentioned, it's situational, and you have to look at your whole situation to see if it makes sense. But this year in particular, we are actually advising homeowners who have a plan to sell within the next year or two. If that is the actual plan, to sell your property within the next year or two, then given that we know that we're expecting multiple Fed rate hikes throughout the year, and we know that that leads to higher mortgage rates, and higher mortgage rates always have a direct impact on buyer demand, and as a result has a direct impact on home prices, negative impact. Then we know that it's for the short term, so in the next year or two, we know that the pressure on home prices will most likely come from the higher mortgage rates, which means that anyone who's thinking of selling a property in 2022 or 2023, we are advising people that right now is definitely a really good time to get the ball rolling on that plan. If you want to take advantage of the low inventory, the low mortgage rates, and the current buyer demand. So in terms of is now the right time to sell, it definitely does appear to be a very ideal time to sell for any homeowner who has been thinking of selling their property. Reason why, right now we have 4.5 months supply in Queens, which means that it's technically a seller's market. Below 6 months is a seller's market. So the market conditions are in the favor of sellers. The Fed rate hikes haven't come into play yet. So the first one is scheduled for sometime in March. So as of right now, mortgage rates are still low. We also have a lot of buyers who are right now very active in trying to find a property and take advantage of these low mortgage rates before they start to go any higher. And we've been seeing that firsthand with all of our properties and our listings. We're seeing active buyers coming to our properties, inquiring, trying to make a move on something, to take advantage of the mortgage rates right now. So you have a lot of factors right now that play in the favor of a home seller in this market. And so we're in the first quarter. So speaking about this quarter in particular, it does definitely seem like a very ideal time to put a property on the market in order to get a lot of activity, offers, and maximize the sale price of your property. As the rate hikes start to come into play and mortgage rates start to go higher, we usually see an immediate impact in buyer demand, in buyer activity. Usually it shifts buyers' mindsets, and as that happens, offers start to change. So the market conditions overall will start to shift. So in terms of this year, if someone was thinking of selling a property in 2022 or 2023, an ideal time would definitely be, in my opinion, first quarter of 2022 and second quarter of 2022 also. That way you're still capitalizing on the buyer demand, the low inventory, and buyers who are trying to get in before the mortgage rates go too high, or too high for them. So definitely I would say, this is one of those years where we are telling people, if your time horizon is within the next year or two, then, getting things going sooner rather than later might actually be in your best interest to do that. Now, if your time horizon is later, then, it's always situational. Whenever the time is right for you, you sell and you get the best price that you can get in that market. But considering what we know right now of what is expected to come to fruition with the overall economic outlook in the duration of this year, then we do believe that earlier in 2022 will most likely benefit sellers more than waiting until later on in the year. Hopefully that answers the question. If you have any questions in particular about your neighborhood, if you have a property or a certain property type in a specific neighborhood, these market conditions are different for different areas. We're speaking generally, but if you want to get some really hyper local information for your neighborhood, your building, or anything like that, then feel free to reach out to us. You can always contact us through our website, queenshometeam.com, and we can send you a local market report. We can also just talk to you and give you our opinion of what the market conditions are like there. But overall, to answer the question, is now the right time to sell a property in Queens? Our answer today, January 2022, we would say yes. It definitely appears to be an ideal time to sell, to be preparing to sell, and to enter the market between January, February, March. Once the first Fed rate hike kicks in, then that's when most likely we will see some type of impact in the market, and we'll have to wait and see if that really has an impact on demand, if it starts to create more inventory on the market. So you can read our market reports to stay in tune with that. But hopefully that answers the question. As always, if you have questions about this or anything else, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you have any ideas for topics that you'd like us to cover on the channel, you can drop them in the comments below or contact us through queenshometeam.com. Thanks as always for tuning in. Stay tuned for the future episodes. Take care and have a great day.